Hi everybody, this is Sal with my FI journey, and I wanted to drop this quick video to talk about the 4% rule and just give you my thoughts of why I'm not going to go with the 4% rule. I think in my case, the way I'm investing, I don't need the 4% rule, or actually I'm going to use a variation of it. And just to give you a little bit of background, the 4% rule, it really came about a study that was done back in 1994, I believe, by Bill Bengen. What he did was he basically analyzed the stock market between, I think it was 1926, all the way through a starting point of 1976, for 50 years. So he did his analysis from 1926 to 1976, 1927 to 1977, and so on. And he came to the conclusion that the way the market moved, on the good years and the bad years, the market was still growing, right? So that's the key thing. And that's why investing is so important, because that's where your money is working for you. So he realized that in his analysis, even on the bad years, even when there were, recessions, bear markets, etc., the stock market overall still grew by 4%. And that's where the 4% rule comes out. He basically said, as long as you can live with 4% of your invested amount, you will be fine, and you should not run out of money in the 30 or 50 years, since you start removing that money. But it's assuming that you are selling some of your investments, you're selling some of your units, to be able to use that 4% of your total amount. In my scenario, I'm doing dividend investments. So, the dividends are generating some of the money. I don't have to sell anything to come up with any money. So the typical example they give, and you're gonna find this pretty much everywhere, is, let's say you need $40,000 per year. Following the 4% rule, that means you're gonna need $1 million invested in the market, and you're gonna be safe withdrawing 4% out of it, assuming, even in a bad year, because what we've seen thus far, the worst it's gotten is it still grew 4%. So as long as you withdraw 4% or less, you should be fine. So $40,000 means you'll need $1 million. If I start looking at how long it's going to take me to save $1 million, I may need to work past my full retirement age just to be able to get to $1 million. Unless I start, going full beast mode on minimalism, which I don't think I can do. So instead of that, I decided to start investing in dividend paying ETFs, your QYLDs, RYLDs, XYLDs, MLPA, MLPX. They're all paying, between 8 and 14%. So on average, I'm gonna just assume that I'm getting 10% on my investments. So if I do that, now if I need the $40,000, and I'm getting 10% of my investments, that really means that all I need is $400,000 invested. Why? Because that $400,000 giving me 10% in dividends is the $40,000 that I need. That seems a little bit more achievable, right? So yes, the 4% is still there. And obviously when I get to a point where, my essentials, my housing, my bills, utilities, food and insurance can be covered by the dividends, I'll probably start investing in more of the growth type of stocks or growth type ETFs, where now you're focusing on the price of the unit, not the dividends that it pays. I think the 4% rule was focused a lot more on the growth potential of your investments than on the dividends that those investments could generate. So that's where I find some hope, where I don't need $1 million to be able to be financially independent, as long as I tap onto my dividends. And that just makes it a lot easier, right? So let's say if I do have 1% or 10% paid in dividends, and I'm only going to be looking at maybe taking out 1% or 2%, selling units to come up with 2%, I really only now need to have like $363,000 invested, right? Assuming I'm getting that 10% dividend payout, which will equate to $36,000, and then I take 1% out from selling units, I should still be fine based on the growth and the dividends that I'm getting. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys that information. I think the 4% rule is a good rule to learn about. I myself, like I told you, I'm not going to be strictly following it. I'm using it as a guideline as far as, what is the safe withdrawal rate. But I'm also tapping into the dividends that I'm generating. And that just gets me to a financial independent state a lot sooner. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Put it in the comments. And also, if there's anything else that you are confused about or want to talk about or want me to start discussing, let me know in the comments. Thank you.